Hi, welcome to the LAPD Architects video blog. Clients often say to me, can you get planning for me?
We want you to succeed in what you want to get. So planning is obviously a key consideration. Whilst we can't guarantee planning approval, we have a very good track record in getting approvals for our clients. So the first documents that we need to refer to is probably the local plan, and we'll assess your site and see what's relevant to your site from a planning policy point of view. Now, every local authority will have a local plan, and it's very easy for us to do a quick assessment of your site, and this is probably something that we would do even before we've met you for that first initial meeting. And thereafter, that then sets the rules that we need to play with to be able to develop your scheme and take it through the planning process. But don't just accept a no from a local planning authority, because using permitted development, using planning rules, we can probably get you something that will answer your brief needs.
You just mentioned permitted development. Is that the same as planning?
Depending on who you speak to, including MPs these days, they'd have you believe that not needing planning is a simple thing to do. But not needing planning is often referred to as permitted development. Strictly speaking, permitted development lets you undertake various projects of certain sizes and certain parameters without the need for planning on your home. But it is advisable that you obtain a certificate of lawful use to prove that you don't need planning. And the purpose of this is that should you come to sell your house within 10 years, for instance, a buyer solicitor is going to see that you've had building work done. They'll ask, did you get building regs approval? And you can say, yes, we did. And they'll ask, did you get planning approval? If you simply say no, they won't accept that as an answer, and they'll ask for a certificate of lawful use. So permitted development will let you add extensions onto the back and to the side of your house, and you can extend a property by up to 50% by using permitted development wisely.
So if I have a house in the Greenbelt, planning policy says that I shouldn't exceed that by more than 40%. If I was to use permitted development, what could I add on to my detached house?
If it were detached, the first thing that we would do is maximise your volume constraints that you have through a planning application. Now, through permitted development, looking at your property from the front and dependent on how far it is from the highway, we could extend either side by 50% of its existing width.
Okay.
We can extend to the back by 4 metres on a single storey extension. So imagine that on your house and just suddenly how big it has got. Now, also, we can also put on 2-storey extensions onto the back of the house, but they will be within 3 metres from the back of your existing home. So as well as the extensions to the back, you could do roof extensions by adding dormers onto the back of your existing roof, and you're allowed to fill your garden by outbuildings, and you could occupy 50% of your garden with buildings so long as they're no more than 4 metres in height with additional ancillary space. So a tremendous amount that you can do through permitted development, albeit that you're in the Greenbelt.
And it's not unusual for clients to come and say, my neighbour really doesn't want me to do this, or my parish council doesn't want me to do this. Is permitted development a good route in those kind of situations?
It is, because it takes the NIMBYism out of it, and it's just a yes or a no. So if you fall within the parameters of permitted development, then you will get your certificate of lawful use. So there isn't anything that your neighbours or the parish or whoever can do. It's not like a planning application where they can object.
Is there any situation when we would want to work with a planning consultant to help the project?
There are instances where we do work very well with planning consultants. Sometimes the project is brought to us by them, sometimes we give the projects to them as well. They're not so tied up on the design ethics as your designer or architect could be, and come at it from a strictly planning law point of view.
Okay.
And we'll work with them to support the argument by doing the drawing work or the modelling for particularly difficult projects.
Whatever the size of your project, we can provide an answer. LAPD Architects. Design for living.